Hey everybody, my name is Holly Woolweaver. I'm an independent sales director and free car driver with Mary Kay. And this week I get to train you. And I think you are in the perfect place to receive this, and I'm in the perfect place to be giving this training right now, and it's all perfectly aligned. That is my prayer today, that I say something that speaks out to you, and that my words are anointed, and that the Spirit is with me today so that this training can really make a big impact. So, I want to talk with you guys this week about what it might look like if we kind of changed our mindset a little bit on our Mary Kay business. Now, one of the things that I love about this Mary Kay business is that we have like an independent contract with Mary Kay. So we have so many freedoms. We don't work for Mary Kay, we work with Mary Kay. And I love the freedom that brings. I love being my own boss. I love setting my own hours. I love working when I can and being able to not have any penalty if I need to take off any time. I love the competition. I love competing against myself and having that drive and seeing how I can improve in my personal numbers. I love being promoted at my own pace. There's so many things I love about this Mary Kay business. But one of the things that has helped me is, and it's funny because it's a mindset that I had before I had a shift. And it's something that I don't really want to lose, not quite yet, at least, because what I have noticed is that most people that I talk to, and most of the people in my life, are pretty accustomed to working for someone else. Entrepreneurship is not something that is extremely common in the types of people that I'm around. Maybe part of it's because of my age, but I think a lot of it's society and how your family is, and I don't know, the American dream, I don't really feel like included having your own business. It just meant like the man was the breadwinner, right? The woman stayed home with the kids, and you had a house and you had a car. But like, I never saw entrepreneurship in like this idea of like what living the dream would be, or what I was taught. And now, this day and age, it's not necessarily the man being the breadwinner and the woman just staying home with the kids and not having a job. Things are totally different. But I think we still kind of have this idea that we work for somebody else. And when I talk to people about what I do, sometimes I refer to Mary Kay as my job, and I have to work this many hours or whatever, so that it makes more sense to them. And when I first started this Mary Kay business, that's how it made sense to me. I had to work, 2 hours. I wasn't saying, I'm working my Mary Kay business. It was like, I got to work on this day and this night and this night, and it was like a job. And I know a lot of people in Mary Kay don't like that word anymore because job is like, it's got so many different funny names that people have coined, but it kind of seems like something that people don't like, or that they're forced to do, or that like there's just obligations and it just seems kind of crummy, and it seems like there's kind of a bad taste in your mouth when you talk about a job. However, most of us are wired to think about what you do as a profession, as a career that brings you money, as a job. And that's how I was looking at my Mary Kay business when I first started, was that this was like a job. And at any other job, if I started the job, I would have to wear the proper uniform. So I'd have to wear exactly what they told me to wear. Fortunately, I never had to wear any kind of visor for my uniform or any kind of goofy attire, but I would wear what they would wear. And then I was required, they would schedule my hours, and I was required to work those hours. I really didn't have a say, except in the interview in the beginning. I would tell them what my availability is, how many hours I can work, and then we would negotiate, they would create, and then somebody would post every single week what the hours were going to be, and I didn't really have a say. I just worked the hours that they said to work, right? And so I didn't really question, like if I had to go in for training, that wasn't a negotiable thing. It was like, you go because it's part of your job and you're getting paid, and then all the hours I went because I had made a commitment, and I said, I'm going to work here as long as I want to keep working here because I still want to get paid. I'm going to do what they tell me to do, right? I'm going to learn the systems on how they do things. They're going to teach me exactly how to do what I need to do, and I'm going to follow it exactly how they say to do, because that's the rules, right? That was how I was looking at jobs. And when I came into Mary Kay, that's kind of the mindset that I had. And so I believe that I moved very quickly because I loved kind of following the rules, if that makes sense. When I decided to treat my business like a job, I was following the rules in a sense of I wasn't questioning what had worked for other women before me. And I wasn't, I was just very loyal. I wasn't saying, oh, I'll just go when I feel like it to training. I took that seriously as like, you go to training because it's provided for you, and why wouldn't you go to training? Any job, you should go to training if you want to know how to work this business in the best way possible. If you want to make actual money with Mary Kay, you should learn how to run this business properly, right? And I needed help with things like money management, time management. Time management, I was pretty decent, but I had never had my own business, so it was kind of a new thing. I needed help with emotional management, and I needed help learning how to hold an appointment. Because when I was first holding my appointments, I had a big smile on my face and I was flipping the flip chart, but I had no idea what I was doing. I was like winging it completely. I remember being so nervous to flip my flip chart page because I wouldn't know what was coming next. And I wouldn't know how to gauge the time of my appointment because I literally was just so like nervous and just trying to look professional, like I knew what I was doing. But inside I was like freaking out because I just felt like I didn't know. I didn't feel like I was in control of the appointment. And so I needed practice and I needed to see that overnight. And I needed training on how to really master my skincare class and master the art of booking and how to get sales and how to build a team. I needed to learn how to do that. So going to training was never a question. It was never, oh, when it fits in my schedule, I'll be there no matter what. I went to training when I had a 15-page paper in college due the Tuesday morning, and I went to training on Monday night knowing full well that I had hours and hours and hours of work I needed to put into that paper because it was a really big deal, but I still went to training because I was committed to that. And I'm sure a lot of people can give you other examples of the sacrifices that they might have to make or the way they need to change their schedule around a little bit, but when you're committed, you're going to go to training or you're going to do what your mentors have taught you. If they tell you this is how we book appointments, this is the script that we use, this is, you smile on your face, you call them and you talk to them with a smile on your face the whole time you're talking, and you offer them 2 available time slots. You kind of take control and say, this is when I'm available. You fill out a weekly plan sheet. You create time in your day for IPAs. This is part of your job requirement. Does that make sense? So thinking of it like a job, even though there's a lot of women in Mary Kay who now say, jobs are like just like not fun and they're, there's just like a bad taste in your mouth. When you think of Mary Kay like a job, like what you're used to, that's going to be a better way to step into it versus saying, oh, so Mary Kay is not really like a job, like a journey of the broke. It's like a career that I can make a lot of money in. I could be so flexible and create my own schedule. I only have to work when I want to work. And, I have all these freedoms to me. And you just come in acting like that or having that kind of mentality, it's probably not going to be what you wanted it to be because you're going to be celebrating before you've done the work to earn the party. Does that make sense? So working it like it's a job, holding appointments, like when I hold an appointment and I'm showing them, I tell them, at the end of the appointment and I say, do you have to buy anything? Absolutely not. If you would like to, these are our sets. These are the best deals that we have, yada, yada, yada. I do my whole closing and I show them the opportunity, a flyer for the opportunity, and I show them a flyer for my closing sheets on what bundles they can purchase. And and so I'm exposing them to the opportunity for the Mary Kay starter kit if they want to do that. When I close my appointment, if they didn't buy the starter, if they didn't come to me at my, individual consultation, and say, you know, I think I want to get this starter kit, which I do have plenty of people that do that. But if they didn't, then they're going to look at all the sales and go over everything. I'm going to close the sale with them. And then I'm going to say, so as part of my job and part of my training, I need to share the business and how Mary Kay works on the business side. I need to give that information to at least 5 women every single week. And I really liked how engaged you were at this party. I think you had fun, right? It wasn't too bad. Okay. Okay, good. This is how I talk. And then I say, so would you mind getting coffee with me, like, you know, this week and helping me out with that training? I just think that I would love to get to know you a little better and let's hang out, you know. And I tell them that's a part of my job is to do this so that in their minds they can understand she's just doing her job. So instead of me feeling like, oh my gosh, she's going to think I'm trying to talk her into Mary Kay, and oh my God, what is she going to think of me? And I'm too nervous to even say it because I've got all these things running in the back of my mind. When I say, as part of my job requirement for my training, I have to explain this business to 5 women. Could I explain this to you and like over coffee? Let's just do it like, does tomorrow or the next day work? This is my person over here. But that is kind of how I do it, because to me, it's my job to recruit, right? We book, coach, sell, recruit. 4 things. It's very simple. Book, coach, sell, recruit. If I don't recruit, then I'm not doing my job properly, right? I could do this job and never, ever, ever recruit. But would I make money in the way that I want to make up money in the abundance for my life? No, because I didn't do my job completely. I didn't do my job properly. I just pick and choose what I want to do with my job. Then your pay is not going to be the same. Just like if you went to your regular job and you said, you know, this part of the job is really kind of sucky and I don't really care for doing this part, so I'm just going to skip that. You know, like I really don't like cleaning up, so I'm just going to skip mopping and sweeping and dusting and taking care of everything at the end of the night. That's what usually the closers do, but I'll just let the people in the morning do it because I don't really feel like doing that. You're going to have a lot of complaints and people are not going to want you to be working for them because you're not doing the entire part of the job. So when you're thinking about your Mary Kay business, instead of getting nervous about how is somebody going to think of me or what are they going to say or how are they going to feel or all these other things that could go wrong, I want you to imagine that if you were in a job, this is the job requirements, and you're doing it, you're doing your job requirements just like you would any other job. You're giving the respect to Mary Kay to be loyal and committed to the job. So when your mentor, when your director gives you training, you're saying, okay, awesome, I'm going to get right on that, instead of, sounds like a good idea, and then not doing it. Thinking of it like, oh, that's part of my job description, what she said to do. I need to treat this like a serious thing and go do it and see what kind of rewards are going to be reaped from that. It's amazing. The information that's been passed down, we keep passing it down, and it's gone from generation to generation. The wisdom of the Mary Kay culture and how to have a solid business and have a solid mental health and, healthy families that we're growing and healthy businesses and financial status, like all these kinds of things that is enriching women's lives. That's what we've been passing down all these years. And so just take that seriously, guys, and remember what a true wonderful business that this is. And I can't wait to see how far you go in this Mary Kay business. Talk to you next time.